Wow, Mami mo Chelsea abaso. Because looking at the number of players going into this game, including Cole Palmer, no, I never thought said they could play this game. But in the end, Chelsea are winning against Liverpool by 2-1. Said they Cole Palmer, the king of Stamford Bridge, William Esteval, the prince of Stamford Bridge, with the winning goal for Chelsea in a very late. I'm at Chelsea. I winning all the 3 maximum points. And then I'm at Liverpool for say Liverpool are Premier League champions, but I'm at Chelsea are world champions. Say this very defeat to Liverpool, they say the last 3 games for Liverpool in all competitions, a club that won the Premier League made recruitment in excess of over 426 million pounds. They've lost their last 3 games consecutively, and this means so I'm gonna lose Premier League game back to back. Unim said the whole of last season, Oman Lusu back to back in the Premier League. Our last visit to London was against Crystal Palace. Amuko Lusui by 2-1. And then so another visit to London, Chelsea, Ashomu by 2-1. Next, the last 2 Premier League games that Liverpool Lusuno in the Crystal Palace game, 90+7. And a Edin Ketiasha Omo, and then so 90+6. And a William Esteval. And the winning goal for team and the Chelsea. Meaning say late goals now. Season nations. Now Liverpool Shem Crawford. And then they are swallowing their own pill back. Enyasem Ketwa. Now Chelsea fans are happy. Arsenal fans in Swenia J. It's a Premier League table no so. This defeat means say Arsenal Abedem League table no top 16 points. Liverpool Abedem to second 15 points. And now what an atmosphere throughout the 90 minutes. In fact, game no my enjoy a lot. Now you read game no proper. What unfolded and all the talking points. First, I think the midfield of session was too much because we have 2 head coaches now, right from the starting lineup, and it is where who said Chelsea may be different from Sadio Nanko for Esusu because Chelsea started a very solid lineup out of the available squad, and Liverpool, and upon a kind, say it's a game that I felt looking at the Chelsea numbers, players on Yusu or midfield Ninti, and I say Liverpool started for Anvet, no but so was like at the right fullback. Now making sure say in terms of play, Liverpool bring enough numbers or midfield, no matter their battle Chelsea because in as much say Chelsea for Unjo Mundi, midfield there is so solid, and in the first half midfield, ball on my boy from Caicedo, who was my man of the match, meaning so on one of my and then Enzo Fernandez, who did extremely well. Looking at even the contribution for the winning goal. And he was very, very good. Abrante Edin, Edimalo Gusto, or then the Bam Finfi, Ebeka, midfield options, and gave the coach that luxury of depth. Because starting the game, you will say Liverpool looks more attacking side, and Chelsea needed to respond by bringing in the players you good in defending those kind of threats, And imagine Malo Gusto, naturally a defender, but he was put to midfield. Again, Reece James or a right fullback, said the Chelsea operating was occasionally coming into midfield, forming double pivot with Caicedo. And the Malo Gusto and then Enzo Fernandez in front of these 2 bays on the box-shaped midfield, allowing the front line. And to me, this attacking line is starting, even if Obi available for Chelsea, this should be the first front line for Chelsea. Pedro Neto on the right, Abrante and Garnacho on the left. Garnacho played extremely well. And then Joao Pedro leading the attack. Even if Kopama comes, as a Kopama go behind them. And I think that Chelsea coach got the lineup very correct. And that was what made him dominated the first half. Because in the first half, the midfield control and everything Chelsea took over. Now, in the second half, and it's not realized those mistakes. Said they are kind of one year, and the Oyi Conor Bradley. No, this was like a buy, making sure said they are kind of and obey, and order for a vet and so bad game. But at the time, Chelsea had grown in the game, and Liverpool were down by a goal. And that goal by Caicedo, oh my days, was class. But you poor nation goes to the Meniswa, 1 week. The goal had its own issues because first, Abrante and McAllister, who was very silent in the game, he was taken over by Chelsea midfield, swung by them, I mean, my body here cheap my Caicedo F and again Van Dijk. Why not children says the ball Basa Obeku Chisa because Van Dijk won on there. That gave Caicedo the space, say any the lags, so much abonation. And what a beautiful goal that was. And with that, they needed to attack. Again, Enzo Maresca. Then Liverpool decided to remember all attack, Ojaganacho, and Sobeka around the 53rd to 60th minute. There was one ball, Liverpool for the coach, and then Chelsea swayed a long ball to Canacho. Or Peke ball, could deliver a pass and no BNO. That could have been another easy goal out of Liverpool, numbers on one attacking, and Chelsea Beshe. Again, changes may by, and you can see, say Liverpool the Curtis Jones by midfield. Abrante and the other Konate free still on my government better question, still making sure say midfield numbers in the baby still they couldn't deal with Chelsea because Chelsea this midfield not normal boy and Romeo Lavia who came on. Truth is, okay, Obia injuries affecting the power no ball game. Romeo Lavia too is good. And yes, and ketwa passes, vision, and Otirona. It's only unfortunate. Say injuries are available in a lot of games for Chelsea. And yes, Liverpool decided to attack. Almost take a true quadri Gakpo because it was all about the way they would attack. And it's alright time Robertson Munua. He made a lot of crosses inside. Even Abrante and Derek Ketty just came midfield deep to make sure that Vet able stay up top, creating those chances for the forwards. But unfortunately, Mo Salah chances are unyaye, and I think Salah is dropping gradually. Maybe because of age in India, because goals be anko beti mi ashene oboni nyina na wiem. And yeah, no you can see say Isak starting ahead of Ekitike. As I said, Ekitike starting on coaching Ed in that decision. Even Ekitike came on, but that game not sense in a way. After 1-1, Chelsea Estevao. In fact, Chelsea kept dominating. Even in the second half, I will still give Chelsea midfield 70/30. They took over. Still, no more to be created through the midfield, but Liverpool were not able to do that. Liverpool chances, it was only coming from the wider areas. That tells you something. Even with those midfield obsession, Chelsea coach Enzo Maresca did it against Team Eddie Liverpool. Now to the most controversial moment in the game. Referee Anthony Taylor ended the game as the center, and the first one had to do with Garnacho penalty. Look, I think the referee before the start of the game, said, looking at the tempo and aggression, they were not going to entertain soft balls. Maybe I don't know influencing the decision now. And man, if you say Garnacho ball on J penalty, because to me, Garnacho took the lead and there was a push, whether it was soft or not. The last was okay, suppose like penalty now. It was just a small touch, but it was a touch. And it's my player in this case. My referee player no pushy Garnacho. I think that yes, the referee decided so but say come cover back and forth. And J penalty. Obianti been for two referee but he decided say game tempo was so he will follow the tempo. And then Namananje. To me, I'll give the referee a fair opportunity say 50-50. Oh, so referee's discretion, and he felt set on J. Now, the second one was Isak Sodiano. For Isak, it was clear, said even Caicedo, said, Momo chain, Abrante and the other Rhys James Atade, and the odd Genohono and an insaball, and yes, a ball because you've taken advantage on the ball, Darby. And he tells you, sir, that was a very correct decision. So, I did Isak the penalty. But so was like yellow card, and then I think the referee aired. It was at the first glance. Say someone's like short name day because even Abrante and the other could carry and put a bag on Bonimbe page and the boot to say, but still, someone's like shoot decided to obey shame day, and a referee man yellow card. But we've witnessed such a